We all reaffirm today that our Mutual Defense Treaty remains the bedrock of our cooperation. As Secretary Blinken and I have said clearly and repeatedly, the Mutual Defense Treaty applies to armed attacks on either of our armed forces, our aircraft, or public vessels, including our Coast Guard, anywhere in the South China Sea. And so today we built on our work together during my recent visit to Manila and discussed plans to operationalize the 4 new enhanced defense cooperation agreement locations in Palawan and northern Luzon. These sites will support combined training, exercises, and interoperability between our forces to ensure that we're even better prepared for future crises. We're proud of the investments we're making, and by the end of FY23, we expect to have allocated more than $100 million in infrastructure investments at the new and existing EDCA sites. We also discussed near-term plans to complete a security sector assistance roadmap to support the delivery of priority defense platforms over the next 5 to 10 years, including radars, unmanned aerial systems, military transport aircraft, and coastal and air defense systems. We're building on the some 500 defense engagements that our militaries conduct each year. And we're forging new ties between our militaries and expanding the breadth of our cooperation. Yesterday, we celebrated the start of our 38th annual exercise, Balakatan. More than 17,000 troops are participating this year. It is the largest and most complex iteration in the exercise's history. Now, the commitments that we made today will further integrate our strong bilateral ties into multilateral networks, including with Japan and Australia. And we discussed plans to conduct combined maritime activities with like-minded partners in the South China Sea later this year as we work to enhance our collective deterrence. Our alliance is ultimately guided by our deep and enduring commitment to freedom. So we're not just allies, we're democratic allies. And the United States and the Philippines are bound by a common vision for the future. A vision that's anchored in the rule of law and freedom of the seas and respect for the territorial integrity of sovereign states.
With regard to China, you've heard me say before, Secretary Austin and others say before, that the relationship between our countries is among the most consequential and also the most complex of any that we have. And the same could probably be said for many other countries. We're not reducing it to a bumper sticker, as again I've said before. It has different aspects to it. Certainly competitive, cooperative in other respects, and in some instances more adversarial. What I hear from countries around the world, and what I believe is profoundly in our interest, is for us to manage the relationship with China responsibly. And our goal is peace, security, stability, creating opportunity. It's not to engage in a new Cold War. It's not to contain China. But in doing that, in trying to advance a world that is peaceful, secure, stable, and with more opportunity, we're going to stand up very vigorously for our values and for our interests, and we're doing that with regard to China. We're also prepared to work cooperatively with China where it's in our interest, in their interest, and I believe in the interest of the world. And there are a number of issues that we've laid out, transnational challenges that no one country can solve alone, where it would benefit all of us and benefit the world for us to find ways to work together. Through all of this, it's, I believe, important to maintain channels of communication to make sure that we're speaking to each other clearly, and we've certainly continued to do that, even through what's been a challenging period in our relationship. I think as our two presidents agreed when they met in Bali at the end of last year at the G20, it would be important to continue to find ways to strengthen those channels of communication So we'll see. We look to do that in the time ahead. And when it comes to my own visit to China, when the conditions are right, I'll certainly look forward to pursuing that.